This is day 592 of your Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you like this month's coming shir the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi or more, please contact me directly. We very greatly appreciate it. Today we're doing Siman Shin Mem Zayin Sif Aleph to Ches. Dinim Harbe Bi Koros Vana Bakiros Vanochos. Many halachos about uprooting and putting down. If you take out from one domain to another domain, you're not chayav unless you had an akira, removing, hanacha, placing down. If you uproot rishus yachid, you put down rishus rabim, or level vice versa. But if you uproot it without putting down, or hanacha akira, you put down without uprooting, part to exempt. It's not like any case where Chatzishir is also midaraisa. The time Moshe Rabbeinu b'sim reish men beis siflam hey. There's no such thing as Chatzi Malacha by Hotzah. Rabbanan also, but in Rabbanan it's also do Akira without Anocha and Anocha without an Akira. Chen Mavir Arba Amshus Rabim. If you transport something 4 Amshus Rabim, can't get to a Akira Anocha. You also need uprooting and putting down. Banner Bus me Arba Amos Gami Rabbanan Mutar. And we explained that unless the promise is also Mutar Mid Rabbanan, it's not there's no Chatzishir there either. I Shem Tam Moshe Dvorah see the reason there. The Akira has to be from some makom which has chashivas, which is 4x4 tefachim. The placing down also has to be places that has chashivas, 4x4 tefachim. Shakira tzarich lios makom chashiv. Chein hanocha. It's supposed to be makom chashiv. It has to be 4x4. It can be larger. That's the minimum share of 4x4. It can't be 2x8. Until you have 16 square tefachim. Came in the aim bo arba rochams. It isn't for width. It's not easy to use when a makom not a significant place. Which goes on in makom tour, but siman shin mem hey sif mem hey ayin sham. Base. In other words, makom tour is any place which is not doesn't have 4x4 in it, even if it's very long and narrow. Base. Arba you talking makom arba. Arba you need 4x4. Come makom nevertheless. Chazal. The other shalom in a person's hand, chashuba karbal arba is significant as if it's 4x4. The chashuba is yosim the other shalom shabaz sekam malachis. There's nothing more significant than the hand of a person with which he does all the malachos. Then you can look ben yad, you may even not smoke. Doesn't make difference. It's right hand, left hand. Tafil yad smoke, even your right or left hand is chashuba yoser is more significant mishar mokam arba al arba than any other place 4x4. If not, we can learn. Amotzi ben being mino ben misol chayim makes no difference how he takes something out. Right hand, left hand makes no difference. But the field therefore im akar chemis yad adam or made b'shazu he'll be adam made b'shus b'shniya. If you remove the object from the shus of one person and you put the person from his hand here and put it down in his hand there, takir anocha. From the other guy's hand, chayiv reliable. It's just stopping it after arba. What about other limbs of the body? Something else this person said. From the arm. From the leg. Which are 4x4. Doesn't think that it works. In other words, doesn't make a chiyuv the rest. Come on. A person's hand is significant. And if he's standing, so to be standing in one of these domains, and he stuck his hand to the other rishus, took the object from it, or from the person who's standing there, he took his hand back to where he's standing, chayav. Liable. Even though he put down the object in the place where you're standing. Since it's resting in his hand, it's as if it's resting in the ground. And quote from Rambam. Says there's a chiddush. Even though his body's in this rishus, and his hand is extended to another rishus. Normally, you don't say the other gufo grera that his hand is really dragged, but defined by his body. Now, and we consider the hand as if it's in the same rishus as the body. So it's no thought because extending his hand to another rishus, it's still considered to be as if it's in the rishus where his body is. Commercial ain't okay. You don't say that. Even though there's no change between Akira and Anocha, it's the same hand which did the Akira, which now is doing the Hanocha. In other words, it's not on top. He's not putting down something on top of something else. It's still in his hand. Same way it was the time of the Akira. Where's the Hanocha? Nevertheless, Akira's Yod Akira's Chayfetz, brooding in his hands to the brooding. Vanochas Yod Kanos Chayfetz, and putting down, but not putting down, holding in his hand is Kanos Chayfetz. Name said Akira Haisa B'Shuzet. So Akira was in one Rishus, the B'Shuz Acher, and the Nocha was the other Rishus, the Chayiv, and your Chayiv the Raisa. Dalad, the Chayim Mostot, we say the Machshavto Mashil Mokam. It's got to actually by place. In other words, the place is not 4x4. You can give it the significance of 4x4 to make yourself Chayiv. Come by Africa, being Anocha Mokam Arba, you know, you need an Anocha, place is 4x4. Nevertheless, if you intended that it should come to rest, certain place, chayiv, you're liable. Even though it's not 4x4, it can go. You toss it so it should rest in the mouth of a dog. And it went into the mouth of the dog. Chayiv, you're liable. The dog's mouth is not 4x4. So if you're eating, you're going from one domain to another domain. And you had a mind to take other food from one rishus to another rishus. Chai. Masim, probably be mashma. But masim pikam al marba. The significance that you give to what you're eating makes your mouth as if it's 4x4. Though it's not normal to take things out of your mouth, chai, you're liable. If it's the manner of eating, it's a form of otah if you're moving while you're eating. This is before they had gum, when it was mamish came derech. So if you stand in one domain, umashtin or okay, can urinate or spit, b'shus acher into another rishus. These barbers shinun b'siyat d'shmaya shatam rishum the machshavto mashvelo mokom. His machshava makes it a place, the place in which is the place from which it's coming out from his body. It's given significance, and therefore it's like a makom arba arba. Hey, Isa Gemara, I'm a Rava. Rava said, Maya gabi mayim hanochasim. If you have water on top of other water, it's considered munach, resting there. Yakar ma'amayim, when you uproot from the water, and yachar ma'amayim, or put something on the water, have akira v'anocha amakam arba. It is considered to be uprooting or placing down on a place which is 4. The dafka shakar ma'amayim being yach ma'amayim. That's specifically when he took up water. In other words, there's water here. He took some of the water up from inside the vessel and he put it down somewhere else. If you had a nut floating on the water, then it's not going to be on a place 4x4. If you put down a nut on the water, stop putting down places 4x4. Akira. No, the order is reversed to what I said before, but the point is the same. The last after goes not specifically a nut, I think all the words anything. Which is normally on the water like a boat. Then that is legitimate hanocha. Hanocha is considered to be munach, they're resting there, akira misham, and your brooding from there is an akira, is an brooding. Vayim Sivav, which we are going to see immediately. Vav, Farminon Shah says the boy Rova, egos bekli. You have a nut in a vessel. Bekli tzap al mayim, and the vessel's floating on the water. Beside egos as lina vu hanaich. You go after the nut, and it's resting because the nut is in the keli. Or the beside kliyas there. You go after the keli, but lo naich, and it's not at rest. The naich because it's moving. Take it, we don't know. Came out with something because there's a doubtful case. Lamachai is not liable to Raisa. Chekos have a Rambam Shah. The Yikshua takes place as Milad only in a Kinyon. The same thing as a Kinyon Spina Merach Naicha. The boat is at rest, even though it's in the water. Maya who the Kamam Tile. The water moves it. So we see that the boat is considered to be a rest, so the Kaliyah should be considered to be a rest, right? The Tzitza said the Kinyon Shani. Acquisitions are different. The Sham Chashiv Kimunachas. There it's considered, the boat is considered to be like it's stationary. It doesn't make a kinyan. I mean, Shabbos Kafim Mishkan, but Shabbos learn from the Mishkan. Mishkan is still there. Derech Bnei Adam Latnia and Mishkan, they put things down in order to safeguard them in place where people put things down. The Ravel, Ein Shom. Lias like you heard near the bottom of Sina Haba Nachov, the other Kenu. So HaShulchan says, I certainly agree, hold that in a boat, putting something down a boat is a Nacha, and that's the Derech Bnei Adam. Rav will come out Rakeli. Rav's inquiry is only by a vessel. Shein Dakli also Bnei Mayim, which doesn't normally float on the water. Kema Shem Etzap of Bnei Mayim, if you have oil which floats on water, the Karmin of Shem, and you took out from the oil, and you took from the oil, Votzio, and you took it out, Potter, you're exempt. It's not like oil is floating on, it's not like the oil is munach on the water. They're not correlated to each other. It's a little bit chiddush, but that's what Gemara says. But it's as if you're taking oil from places not 4x4. Verily, seems to me, says the Dafka Shemesh Edom is Arev in Kamashka. It's oil which doesn't get mixed with the water underneath. Avashar Mashka came which means Arba Mayim, but other beverages which do get mixed up with the water have a kedavar echad. It's like one thing, and therefore when you're moving it from the water, it's like removing something from a smokum hanocha. Zayin, Kosev Rambam. Pekah Gimel Din Hey. Farmai already said she'ena motzim shus chayav ad sheyakom b'niach. So he's taking things from something from one domain to another domain. It's not liable until he uproots and places down. Hanocha b'lo niach, but he did akira without hanocha, or niach b'lo akar, or hanocha without akira. Potter is exempt. Therefore, Yishael made Chas B'Shtei Rishuyos. First Mishnah in Shabbos. Therefore, a person standing in one of two Rishuyos. Upasha Yalo Shushni, and extend his hand to the other Rishuyos. The Chayba to the other, an object in his hand. The Nagel Achir man, the person in the other Rishuyos took it from him. Or Shnas Achir Yalo Chayba, another person put in his hand an object. The other lover took his hand back out to him. Shnei P'tur, they're both exempt. She's the Akar, but they nich. One did Akir, and the other did Nachal. By Medvar Moim was the true Shetia, the other Malma Yikushlos. As long as his hand is more than 3 feet above the ground. So the other was so Shlosh, some of the Arts, where his land was in 3 feet, his hand was in 3 feet in the ground. Raised the commotion, Muhiniach Baritz, and as if it was placed on the ground, B'chayev, and you're liable, Al Kalashono. V'hai Gavin near the field Nasan Acher Chayvetz Yoda Smudo To Shlosha, and as HaShulchan building on the Rambam. Even if somebody put the object in your hand, which is within 3 feet above the ground, and then you put it back to yourself, and the other was just chayav. You're liable. Came the kaim of the other la b'sagufa grira, since we hold that your hand does not follow the status of your body. Much consumed Steve Kimmel. Pakiris the other kakiris chayav, so you know that uprooting your hand is like uprooting an object. Can have a commotion. So since when you put it in its hand, your hand was in 3 feet above the ground, it's as if you picked it up from the ground. When you put your hand back to yourself, and the other shoes have an ocha. It's putting it down. You didn't put it on the ground, because then your hand is nigra after your kuf. What's happening? Shop. Yes, some say feel amount of mishlosh will have a kamunachar. So those, the Ramach and the Kesef Mishnah, and the Yeshiva and the Maggid Mishnah said, no, even within 3 feet on the ground, it's not kamunachar. As long as somebody else puts it into your hand, it cannot be considered to be a true akira. Ches, Pasha to the Resha Marish name Peturim, that was clear, that would say the both exempt. Shazah Sakir was Zah Nocha, one Zakir, one Zah Nocha, become to Rabbanos. Nevertheless, the Rabbanos forbid it. Kachol Peturim Shabbos Shabbos, like any other case where you're exempt on Shabbos, as I have a Pater also, which is exempt but still also. Chaim Bush Bagor, Reish Shabbos, Chaim Shabbos. Avamakum She'echad Sakira Ba Nocha, but one person does Sakira and Nocha, but Hashem lost a klum, and the second guy didn't do anything. Such as he's standing one of these two shoes. And it's, you're standing there and you have an object in your hand, and the other guy extends his hand and takes it out of your hand. You don't put it in his hand. He takes it out of your hand and brings it back to his shoes. Another takes it from his hand home and his shoes zu. So brings it back to where he's standing. Or he took an object out from where he's standing and he put it into your hand. Your hand was stationary. The person didn't do anything. The other guy did the Maisa of putting his hand or taking from his hand. The second guy's chayv. He did both Akira and Anacha. Marshav Omer Kola Omei Potter Mutter. You're standing stock still, then it's Potter and it's also Mutter. Questionable. Next shift is going to see, well, why is that? But right now, that's so. It's only came born Lashon Hara because of love, law, so klum. Didn't do anything. In the next sif, which we'll see tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem, we'll ask why should that be the case.